Super Mario Maker 2 is coming, and it looks like we might have some traitors in our midst. Or blocked content. What's happening, my block buddies, and welcome to a brand new, revamped episode of Blocked Content. My name is Callum, and this is going to be your content for today. Well, hasn't it been a long time, guys? I am so happy to finally be back in the realm of blocked content. I've been shooting my feature film for the past couple of weeks and done some other incredible stuff, but now I'm finally back to dive into Super Mario Maker 2. It's been crazy sharing stages with you guys in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate as well. I would love to battle some of you guys out there too, and we're doing a whole lot more Snake Codex and live streams very soon, so hope you guys stick around for all that good stuff. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about a game that's so close to my heart, and one of the most, happy memories that I have on the Wii U were, of course, Super Mario Maker. And now we are getting the sequel. The Nintendo Direct that showed off everything was so good, and it just showed that they truly have so much more left in Super Mario Maker 2 to kind of unveil. It feels like we've already got such a big chunk of what's going to be in the game, but I feel like at E3, they're just going to blow the lid off this thing, and we might even get another playstyle in this game. Well, for now, we have a whole lot of information from the Nintendo Direct, not the least of which was actually the story mode that's going to be in the game, which is crazy, right? Anyway, for those of you guys who love giveaways, we are of course giving away a Piranha Plant plushie. Remember to like this video, subscribe to Blocked Content, and comment down below to enter for the giveaway at 50k. So excited to give it away. I'm getting attached to this thing. It's taken longer than I thought, but I'm ready. I'm ready to let it go. So who's ready for a plant boy? All right, let's get into this. Super Mario Maker 2 is debuting with this awesome story mode, and the story mode is quite different than the story you would expect from a Mario game, right? I mean, normally you'd have to save Princess Peach from the clutches of Bowser, and I know that, of course, in Super Mario Maker 2, that's going to be the case for a lot of the levels, right? That might be the case within sort of that, you play a couple of stages, and then you rescue the princess, you go through the path, but that's not story mode. With story mode, you actually rebuild Princess Peach's castle. Now, this is not Princess Peach's castle from something like Super Mario Odyssey or something familiar like Super Mario 64, but it is, instead kind of the new Super Mario Brothers-esque Princess Peach's castle. So, of course, we know that it changes a lot throughout the games and has different styles, but this is the one that we're going to be focusing on here. But the princess's castle is gone, and how could it be gone? They have to rebuild it. They have to, the Toads have to kind of collect these coins to be able to afford all these materials and, build back Princess Peach's castle. Also, I don't really see the princess in here, but that's a story for a different time. But what's interesting here is that you actually do all these missions to kind of, get these coins for more, parts of the castle. Then you rebuild certain floors, and you can even see some of the, doors are boarded up. They're still not, completely functional, which is a really cool, awesome little detail. And you get these jobs, these tiny little tasks from characters like Toadette and Toad over here, which I thought was really cool. That way you can introduce new players to kind of the mechanics of Super Mario Maker and what's new in Super Mario Maker 2 as well, which I really like. It's the way that, this is how slopes work. And this is, the new crane item that's, you'll be able to place it, but this is how you basically play levels, right? So it's not necessarily about the building of things, but it's really, teaching you the mechanics of Mario games, and not just, the original Super Mario Brothers, but Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario World, new Super Mario Brothers, and of course the new style, which is Super Mario 3D World. It looks incredible in the game. I'm a bit bummed out that it doesn't feature with all the rest of the game. I think that that's a little bit of an oversight. I feel like that's something that I would want fixed in the future. I don't know if they'll ever be able to do it. Probably it'll be like Super Mario Maker 3 when that mode is fully functional with the rest. It feels a little bit iffy. It feels a little bit backwards to me, but I'm still really hyped because that style looks cool, and the Koopa car and all that kind of stuff really fits well with that, you know, funky style. So I would love to see more from that. Anyway, to focus a little bit on the story, and more specifically what the story could entail, I think it's best to look to two culprits. And I think the culprits in this story could be two characters that we know from Mario Maker history, which are of course the Undodog and the Eraser guy. Now, I think these two characters, they could be looked upon with a bit of a question, you know, because these guys are, of course, they're great at breaking things, or, you know, undoing things, or, you know, erasing certain things. So if you're looking to Super Mario Maker's 2 the story mode and see that there's a castle missing, you would completely say, hey, wait a minute, that Undodog, the Eraser, couldn't they be at all responsible for this? Well, Mr. Eraser and the Undodog both have different tasks for you within the game. So you can actually reply to the dog saying, you know, bark, bark, I have jobs, and say bark or woof, which would basically be yes or no, right? So this character is presented in a way that it's not actually a threat, or that it's not actually a culprit. I believe that with both Mr. Eraser and the Undodog, they could possibly have a very big, you know, meaning behind them. They could even be spies from Bowser, right? They could have been sent there. They could have been these characters that had to do this certain mission, and later you would find out that, oh, maybe they're minions from Bowser, and now not only you have rebuilt the castle from Princess Peach, and now you have to go on to Bowser's castle, because I don't think any story mode would kind of end with you finishing to build a castle at 100%. I think that it has to be a little bit bigger than that. I think when the castle is completed, maybe another phase starts, you know, kind of like within Super Mario Odyssey. When you thought you finished the story, there's a little bit more there, because I feel like if you are including something that you're calling a story mode, and it could be a lot bigger than we think, right? It could be, you know, a lot more expansive than just, this is an iPhone app where you rebuild Princess Peach's castle, kind of like in Mario Run, because that's a little bit what it feels like right now. But I feel like Mr. Eraser and the Undodog, they definitely have a stake in why the castle is broken, and maybe they could have been influenced by Bowser in some kind of way with magic from Kamek, or, you know, something like that. I also feel like it could be entirely possible that it's not this big murder mystery thing that we think it is, and that it will definitely be explained in the start, and that they're very sorry for their actions, and that it's, you know, not at all a big problem who did it, but, you know, more like we have to fix it now, you know, because with the Undodog, I feel like it was also able to kind of undo things and then, you know, put them back together. So that could potentially be the clue. You know, Mario is, of course, about building things in this game. Even wearing his Mario Maker outfit that he wears in Smash Brothers as well, in the story mode, which I think is a really great touch and really makes this game very distinctive Super Mario Maker 2. So I think that these two characters might have a lot to do with it, but I also feel like that is not the end of the story. I feel like there is maybe another castle that you have to rebuild, maybe make the castle even bigger than 100%, right? Maybe there is a way when you complete the castle and it's still Princess Peach is missing, you have to go on this big quest, right? What I feel would make a lot of sense is that Bowser is behind destroying the castle, and he's like, well, if I can't have Princess Peach, I'll just destroy everything, you know, kind of like a big grudge that Bowser or Meowser has now, because it could be definitely Cat Bowser in this scenario. Well, I'm actually really curious what you guys think of this, because there's so many theories going around with why Princess Peach's castle is broken that I really want to know if you have any original things that, you know, you've not seen anywhere online, just something that jumps to mind when you think of the story mode in general, or when you watch the direct. You know, I certainly were, you know, questioning a little bit when we saw Princess Peach's portrait missing, you know, the stained glass window above the main door. I was like, that should have been there. Is that the final touch that you might unlock? And maybe you unlock parts during the story mode. I think that would be really cool as well. So anyway, I really want to know from you guys, so let me know down in the comments what you think. If you comment down below, of course, you could be featured in our next video, which is awesome. Today's comment question is, what do you think the story will be about? You know, what do you think the story of Super Mario Maker is? So comment down below. Your answer could be featured in our next video. And as for our previous comment question, our answer comes to us by way of the awesome user Shadow Sonic.
No, just no. Erdrick's chances have been steadily dropping over time, to the point where he's not considered that likely now. The big names I hear getting dropped are Banjo, Sora, and Steve as potential fighters. The first two are fantastic news to me. The third, pretty much the exact opposite. Fortunately, Steve has certain limitations that, to me and some higher-ups in the Minecraft ownership, would make him simply not work in Smash. No amount of, but it'd be a good cross-promotion, or Minecraft is totally big enough a game, can overcome these sort of issues.
Well, Shadow Sonic, thank you for your insight into Erdrick coming to Smash. I feel like Erdrick is really, really big for Smash Brothers. I think that it makes sense. I think that there's a reason that we're talking about this character and that all the news is kind of piling up instead of, you know, dropping over time. I feel like Erdrick is not a character that I would per se like want. Like, it's not in my top 5 at all, not even in my top 10 if I could make one, but I feel like it makes sense, and I think it would be a cool character if you could, you know, choose between the different genders, and of course you could have a sword and shield fighting style. So count me in for Erdrick. I think it's a great choice, and if the other characters from that league are true and coming to Smash Brothers Ultimate, then it's going to be a really interesting ride, because there's a lot of characters in there that I have loved and have wanted to see in Smash Brothers for a very long time, and there's characters in there that I have no idea how, you know, they would ever work in Smash Brothers. So thank you so much for a comment. For everybody, of course, there is a comment question every video, so make sure you drop it down below so I can feature you in the next video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for sending in your comments. These are always a ton of fun to do. And of course, a big shout out to our latest Patreon supporters who make blocked content possible. If you want to have yourself created in pixel art, join us for discussions, or have your own ideas animated by me, well, go to patreon.com/blockedcontent. It's renewed. It's totally new. I even updated some of the tiers that, you know, include a couple of more things. It's so cool. It's kind of blooming right now, and it feels really cool. Thank you guys who have been sticking with me. There's a couple of you guys, I think 6 or 7 of you guys who have been there from like the start of the Patreon, which is so good. You know, like, it makes me so happy. There's a bunch of incredible rewards there waiting for you right now. So go to patreon.com/blockedcontent, and the journey will never end. And remember, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, well, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications, and all that news and fun that you care about, including Super Mario Maker 2, will be delivered daily to you. So thank you guys so much for watching. We are back in full blast, finally here, and I'll see you guys around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. And yeah, that's a new intro. And yeah, it's blocked content. So I hit a block. It's blocked. Anyway, see ya.